Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Srila Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Gurudev, Gurudev, Jaya Jaya Gurudev. Nitai Gaura Haribo, 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 Nitai Gaura Haribo. Nitai Gaura Haribo, Haribo, Nitai Gaura Haribo.
Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Desha Tarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai. Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai. Jaya Radhe Shyam, Jaya Radhe Shyam, Jaya Radhe Shyam, Jaya Radhe Shyam. Jaya Radhe Shyam, Jaya Radhe Shyam, Jaya Radhe Shyam, Jaya Radhe Shyam. Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Gurudev. Shri Shri Guru Nitai Gaur Premanande, Srila Prabhupada की, अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की, नामाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की, प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की, श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की, वृंदावन मथुरा धाम की, मायापुर नवद्वीप धाम की, पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की, गंगा माई की, यमुना माई की, भक्ति देवी की, तुलसी महारानी की, समवेत भक्त वृंद की. Everyone together. Jai Jai Shri Radhe. Jai Jai Shri Radhe. Jai Jai Shri Radhe. Shyam. Hari Bol. So Vinod, we have to. I think it is ideal if I sit here, the TV is here, and everybody can see the screen. Because I think, yes, please come and sit here if possible, so that you can see the screen. And there is a nice swing also. So one person can take that, huh? So early bird gets the swing. All right. Yeah, yeah, sure, Mataji. Huh? That's okay. This is sort of risky because I may. Yeah, yeah. That will be the end of that. What can we put there? Because it's risky. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Wow, what a wonderful home this is. Huh? Thank you, Vinod Bihari Prabhu. Huh? Yes. So, Vinod Bihari Prabhu, Radha Mataji, Rupa Mataji, huh? And Roshni Mataji. Huh? Four are there, right? Huh? Radha Mataji is here. Oh, so thank you, Radha Mataji. Thank you, Rupa Mataji. Thank you, Roshni. Thank you all for kindly opening the doors of your home. Huh? And especially thank you, Rupa Mataji. Home is yours, actually. Huh? So, so huh? His name is on the door. That is where his domain ends. Huh? So, acha. See, this is intelligence to understand. Yeah. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, "Na griham griham ityahur grihini griham uchyate." Actually, four walls don't make a home. It is the grihini, the lady of the home, who makes the home beautiful. So you can see here on each and every wall there is some painting or something nice. And this is definitely not Vinod Bihari Prabhu's idea. All right. So 100%. Huh? Am I correct, Prabhuji? Yeah. Yeah. You're noting down the names. Ah. अरे हाँ तो forgot only. Oh my God. घोर अपराध. Happy Father's Day, Prabhu. अरे, I forgot we poor fathers have only one day in the year, huh? Yes, as recommended, as advised by the wife. Yes, हाँ. So, but thank you, Vinod Bihari Prabhu. It's a wonderful home, and we are all very grateful that you kindly invited all of us today to this program. And you have wonderful deities. I saw there is a deity of Bal Gopal, and today there will be some talk about the deity of Bal Gopal, dear devotees. I'm going to speak about a concept called Darshan of Sri Damodar. I'm going to speak about this, dear devotees. But before I speak, I would once again like to thank Premananda Mataji and Mukunda Prabhu and Shruti Mataji and the latest and greatest addition to the family, Veer Krishna, and who is keeping everyone busy. So, thank you all of you for kindly organizing all these programs. Very, very grateful and appreciated. I am also very thankful to my very kind and generous host, Srinath Prabhu and Kusumika Mataji, for kindly hosting me at their place. They have been very kind and they have kindly tolerated my nonsense for last 3 days. So only one more day, Prabhu, tomorrow. Huh? Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji. I'm very, very grateful and happy to see all of you, dear devotees, once again here. It is Shishta Parampara, our tradition of the Acharyas, to begin with Mangalacharan. So, following the Shishta Parampara, I will begin with Mangalacharan. Most of us know these verses. You can kindly sing along with me. ॐ ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले सोऽयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम् वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरौ श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवम् श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिन्निति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे नमो महावदान्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वंचाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे। श्रील प्रभुपाद की अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की निताई गौर प्रेमानंदे। हरे कृष्णा। So, dear devotees, I'd like to begin by asking a most important question. All right, please raise your hands. How many of us want to see Krishna in this lifetime? Huh? All of us want to see Krishna. See, everybody raise their hands. Huh? Anybody who doesn't want to see? No, no. Everybody wants to see. Okay? So, I also want to see Shri Krishna in this life. And I had this desire someday, after following the process, 4 regulative principles, 16 rounds, one day I will be able to see Krishna in this life. But today I have brought some bad news for all of you. Okay, how many of you are ready to hear the bad news? See, some brave hearts are there in the assembly. So, dear devotees, I have a personal interest in the topic of getting darshan of Shri Krishna, and for 1 decade I struggled understanding this particular topic because there were many confusions on my way, and I tried to resolve this. But today I am trying to present whatever I have understood in this regard from the previous acharyas, dear devotees. Like all other devotees, I also had the desire to see Krishna face to face someday. When I was a new devotee, I am still new devotee, but when I was really new devotee, 1 or 2 years, in the movement, I used to ask devotees, how can I see Krishna face to face? And devotees used to say, no worries, you just chant your rounds and you follow 4 regulative principles. One day, definitely you will see Krishna face to face. And there were letters by Srila Prabhupada which said the same. So these letters, I will show one letter, all right? So somebody who has a good voice can read the letter loudly. Who has a good voice? Oh, Prabhuji, you have. Okay. Wow. Okay. Hi. Good voice which doesn't require a mic. Prabhuji, I think you have. Huh? So please speak loudly.
The bare necessities of their life, but for his devotees, he has got special attention. So depend on Krishna, chant regularly Hare Krishna, and you will find that he is talking with you face to face. What to speak of supplying your necessities? This is a great sense, and please try to understand it nicely.
Okay. So Prabhupada is saying it is a great science. Chant 16 rounds. Follow 4 regulative principles. One day you will see Krishna face to face. So I said, okay, I will chant 16 rounds. I will follow 4 regulative principles. And I will try to see Krishna face to face in this life. But there was going to be some disappointment coming my way. And this is my story, dear devotees. Today I am trying to share with all of you. So this hope to see Bhagwan once in my life is also strengthened. It was also strengthened by the previous acharyas. Previous acharyas such as Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur have written in their literature something about getting a darshan of Shri Krishna. In Kalyan Kalpataru, Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur writes something. Please repeat after me. Janam safalata Krishna darshanaya भाग्य हो याचे एक बार जन्म सफल तार his life is successful. Krishna darshan jar bhagye, in whose good fortune there is Krishna's darshan. How many times? Ek bar. What is ek bar mean? So Prabhuji, here is the translation. Kindly read the translation.
Successful who has obtained a darshan of Krishna at least once in life.
All right. So I am very happy. I don't have to attain darshan of Krishna many times. I have to attain darshan of Krishna how many times? Once. But once if I get, then let Krishna disappear after that. No problem. But my life is successful if I get darshan of Shri Krishna at least once in my life. So with this hope I am continuing, and this darshan of Shri Krishna is so blissful that once you get a darshan of Shri Krishna, all other happiness in this world will be reduced to nothing. This darshan is elaborated by Sri Rupa Goswami in Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu. He is quoting Dhruva Maharaj, and Dhruva Maharaj says something about getting a darshan of Shri Krishna. This is Sri Rupa Goswami quoting Dhruva Maharaj. Please repeat after me. त्वत्साक्षात्करणालाद विशुद्धाब्धि स्थितस्य मे Sukhani goshpadayante Brahmanyapi Jagadguru. He says Tvat Sakshatkar. What is Sakshatkar, dear devotees? Sakshatkar means face to face, seeing. Tvat Sakshatkarana Ahlada. Seeing you face to face, Dhruva Maharaj says, is generating so much happiness. Vishuddhabdi. This happiness is like a great ocean. Sitasya me Sukhani Goshpadayante. All other happiness have reduced to a tiny hoofprint of a calf. My happiness is like that of an ocean. All other happiness has reduced to the tiny hoofprint of a calf. Brahmani api. Even the happiness of merging in the impersonal Brahman has become very insignificant for me. This is the happiness of getting a darshan. Prabhuji, kindly read what he says.
My dear Lord, O Master of the universe, since I have directly seen you, my transcendental bliss has taken the shape of a great ocean. Being situated in that ocean, I now realize all other so-called happiness to be like the water contained in the hoofprint of the calf.
All right. So, dear devotees, I became very interested in getting darshan of Shri Krishna. And I am practicing for some time, but I have a confusion in my mind. At that time, I had a confusion. The confusion in my mind is that when I am reading through Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu, I could not find any statement about the eligibility to get darshan of Shri Krishna. No statement in Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu I could find about what is the eligibility to get the darshan of Shri Krishna. So I am looking for one statement which specifies what is the eligibility. Does anybody know what is the eligibility to get darshan of Shri Krishna? Sincerity, okay. Eagerness, greed, desire, somebody says laulyam, okay. Very nice. All these are good answers, and I wanted one pakka reference. Okay, this is the, eligibility to get darshan. Finally, while reading through Srimad Bhagavatam in first canto commentary of Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, I found that he has drawn a roadmap about how to get darshan. Dear devotees, would you like to know how to get darshan of Sri Krishna in this life? All right, so this is what he says. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, in his commentary to the first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, has written some verses. Usually commentary is in the form of paragraphs. In one particular commentary, he has written his own verses, and because he wants to emphasize something. This is what he says. Please repeat after me. Satam kripa mahatseva Shraddha Gurupadashrayah Bhajaneshu Spriha Bhaktir Anartha Pagamastatah Nishta Ruchir Atha Sakti Rati Premath Darshanam Harer Madhuryanubhava Ityarthasyushchaturdashe. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says Chaturdashe. There are 14 stages of progress of a devotee. Hear about the 14 stages, dear devotees. First, Satam Kripa. Satam Kripa means mercy of Sat. Sat means sadhus. Step 1 in the life of any devotee is mercy of the sadhus. Mahat Seva. Second is service of those sadhus. Third is Shraddha. What does Shraddha mean, dear devotees? Faith. Faith in what? Shraddha in our sampradaya is defined as Sri Jiva Goswami says, Tasmat Shastrartha Vishwas Eva Shraddha. Therefore, to get faith in Shastra and the message of devotional Shastras is what is known as Shraddha. So, before one gets faith in Shri Krishna, one gets faith in what? Shastra. These books are correct. They are guiding me correctly. That is the first Shraddha. Because a newcomer cannot have Shraddha in Sri Krishna directly. And a newcomer cannot have direct Shraddha in Shri Guru. First and foremost, they have Shraddha in the literature that they have received. Therefore, Shraddha is Shastriya Shraddha. So, Shraddha. Then they get some Shraddha. And that Shastra tells them you have to take shelter of a Guru. So, step 4 is Guru Padashraya, obtaining shelter of a bona fide Guru. Fifth is Bhajaneshu Spriha. The devotee develops a genuine desire for performing bhakti. You see, there are some individuals who take initiation, but after taking initiation, they don't have that fire in the stomach that I want to perform some actual bhakti. But this particular person develops a thirst to perform actual bhakti, to find out the science behind the path. There is a big science behind the entire process. And bhakti, then he actually ends up performing bhakti. And next is anartha pagamastata. Seventh step is all his anarthas are destroyed. Eighth is nishtha. Nishtha means he becomes fixed on the path. He knows now the path is going to give me the result very soon. Now he has understood. Ninth is ruchi. He gets some initial taste and attraction towards Bhagavan. Till now he is mechanically doing it somehow on the basis of Shastra. Now he gets some actual taste. 10th is asakti. He gets that feeling of I and mine towards Bhagavan. I am belonging to Bhagavan. Bhagavan is mine. Rati. 11th step is he develops initial love or bhava. 12th is called prema. And step number 13, dear devotees, is what? Darshan. After developing prema, the devotee gets to have darshan of Bhagavan. And darshan is not the last step. Harer Madhurya Anubhav. Because darshan means experiencing Krishna through which sense organ? After experiencing Krishna through the eyes, the devotee experiences the sweetness of Krishna through all the senses, through the ears, through the nose, through the sense of touch. So a complete experience of Sri Hari's sweetness. That is step number 14. Iti arthaha. These are the goals to be achieved. Chaturdasha. These are 14 steps that one should achieve. At least now I have my answer, and I'll give the reference. This is from the commentary to Srimad Bhagavatam 1.2.22 by Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. So he has quoted the verses there. Chalo, at least I know now. Ki I have to reach which stage number? 13. Alright? 14 will automatically come. At least 13 I have to. But for reaching stage number 13, the qualification is to reach stage number 12. And what is stage number 12? Prema. Chalo, now I understood. Prema is very far away. Because I was newly practicing devotee, but I rolled up my sleeve. Chalo, in this life. Now 16 rounds, 4 regulative principles, Shraddha, Guru, Padashraya, Nishtha, Ruchi, Asakti, I will cross. One day I will attain what? Prema. See, my thought process was like this. It's like a competitive exam. I have to write exam after exam. And I will clear. And Krishna will give me gold medal. Prem. So, I did not understand the process back then. You see, I was brought up in India, and as a student, there was a lot of competitive exams, I had to write. So, my mindset was like this. Like, bhakti is like, I have to run a race, and there are 1,000 people running. He is also running, and I have to beat all of them to get Krishna's darshan. So, this was not what it was, but, I thought I will, be the most sincere devotee ever. Second to no one. And I will get darshan. So, I started practicing nicely, thinking that I will be the best boy in the class, and my habit is to read through literature and read through the various commentaries. So one time I was reading through Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu, and casually I had nothing in mind. I knew darshan is stage number 13. Before that is prema. Nothing in my mind about darshan now. I knew, no problem. One day I am reading the history of a devotee carpenter, which is described in Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu. Srila Rupa Goswami starts describing the history of a devotee carpenter. This devotee carpenter was worshipping a deity of Baal Gopal. I said today I'll bring up, see this deity here and Prabhuji's deity in the altar, same, almost same position. So he was worshipping a deity of Baal Gopal. Sometimes individuals ask if our Goswamis have mentioned anywhere in Shastra about worship of Baal Gopal. It is mentioned in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu by Sri Rupa Goswami. So I will quote the exact words of Sri Rupa Goswami in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, and all of you can repeat after me. There is nothing about darshan. Yeah. Please sit comfortably. Yeah. No problem. So, dear devotees, here are the exact words of Sri Rupa Goswami. Now, Rupa Goswami says this carpenter was elderly in age. He was worshipping Krishna in the mood of a father. So, he was considering Krishna his son and himself as the father. Which rasa is this, dear devotees? Vachale. These are the exact words of Sri Rupa Goswami. Please repeat after me. तथा हि श्रूयते शास्त्रे कश्चित् कुरुपुरी स्थिता नन्दसूनोरधिष्ठानम् तत्र पुत्रतया भजन् नारदस्योपदेशेन सिद्धो भूद्वृद्धवार्धकिः. Rupa Goswami says, Tatha hi shruyate shastre. I have also heard in Shastra. What have you heard? He says, Kaschit, there was some individual, Kurupuri Sthita, who was staying in Kurukshetra. So he is speaking about Dwapar Yuga, before Krishna appeared. So this was a person staying in Kurukshetra before Krishna appeared. What was he doing? Nanda Sunor Adhishthanam. He was Adhishthan, a Pratima, a deity of Nanda Sunu, the son of Nanda Maharaj. So basically, the son of Nanda Maharaj means he was worshipping which deity, dear devotees? Baal Gopal. Tatra Putra Taya Bhajan. He was worshipping that deity in the mood by considering the deity as his son. Who told him to do that? Naradasya Upadeshena. Narad Muni's instructions he was following. Siddho Abhut. He attained perfection. Who was he? Vriddha Vardhaki, old carpenter he was, dear devotees. So this is the history. Anything about darshan here, dear devotees? Nothing. Alright. This is the translation, Prabhu. You can kindly read the translation.
The scriptures describe a certain aged carpenter residing at Kurukshetra who worshipped the deity of Krishna in the mood of father according to Sri Narada's instructions. Thus he attained perfection.
Okay, I am happy, no problem. My habit is to also dig into some commentaries sometimes. Rupa Goswami is bringing up this section somehow. What is the reason? Maybe commentators have specified something. When I started reading the commentary, dear devotees, I heard a bad news. Alright, so this is what I heard in the commentary of Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. It's important that I also quote his exact words, so you can get to see what he is saying. So, please repeat after me. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says, please repeat. Pratima iti anena iyam seva na vrajendrasya bhava cheshtita anusarini gyeya. He says Pratima iti. Pratima, what is the meaning of Pratima, dear devotees? Anybody knows? Pratima iti anena. By this it is understood that Iyam Seva, this service that he performed was not like the service of Nanda Maharaj. This person was rendering service to Shri Krishna in the mood of a father. He was considering Krishna as his son. But Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says his service cannot be compared to the service of Nanda Maharaj. Now, question arises. What question arises? Why is his service not same as the service of Nanda Maharaj? Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says, please repeat after me. Tena tu sakshat Shri Krishnasya eva iti seva krita. Means Nanda Maharaj directly served Shri Krishna. Na tu tat pratimaya. Not a deity. Now my alarm clock is going off here. Huh? Prabhuji, please read what is written.
Nanda Maharaj directly served Krishna and not a deity, whereas this carpenter served a deity.
Are for 10 years I am hearing something in the movement. That there is no difference between serving the deity and serving Sri Krishna directly. For the first time, I am noting that some Acharya is saying that his service cannot be compared to Nanda Maharaj's service because Nanda Maharaj did not serve a deity, Nanda Maharaj directly served Krishna. And this person is serving a deity. First thing, I made a note of this section. Tomorrow I have to come back and read this. I am very interested now. For the first time, the Gaudiya Vaishnava Acharyas are making a distinction between direct service of Krishna and service to the deity. Abhi, my problem, you know what it is? I cannot even go and tell anybody. Ki Prabhu, there is a difference between service to deity and I have fear in me in the temple. So I cannot even go and say this. But I kept in my mind. Now believe it was not the big surprise. What is the big surprise? The big surprise comes in the next statement. So after saying all this, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, what do you want to say ultimately? Simple topic was going on. Carpenter is worshipping. और हिंदी में वो हिंदी में बोलते ना, ये कौन सी गली में आ गए हम लोग. which road have we come to? So finally Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur then says, conclusion, please repeat after me. Tasmat साधके न तु साक्षात दर्शन असंभवात तत् प्रतिमाया एव सेवा कर्तव्या. अच्छा, विनोद बिहारी प्रभु, would you like to be the bearer of bad news, Prabhuji? Vinod Bihari Prabhu, please read the translation, Prabhuji.
Since the sadhaka can never attain a direct darshana of Krishna, he should engage in servicing the deity.
So since the sadhaka can never attain darshan, I have highlighted in red. Thoda Sanskrit all of you also understand. Sakshat darshana asambhavat. It is impossible for the sadhaka to attain direct darshan. Therefore, pratimaya eva seva kartavya. Sadhakas like myself should engage only in serving what? I thought, arre baapre, what am I doing for last 12 years? Arre big letters are written, chant Hare Krishna, follow for regularity principle, you will see Krishna. And what is happening? See, my mind is, once something pricks my mind, then I will fully explore the topic. You know how my mind is? My mind is like that person who is sitting in a bus, and in a bus there is one little hole in the seat. By the time the journey ends, that is how my mind is. So I will fully explore now what is going. Fortunately, this chair doesn't have. So now I am thinking, my mind is revolting, saying, arre, maybe some printing mistake in Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. He must have said Sambhavat. Somebody printed as Asambhavat. We have heard in ISKCON, if you want to confirm something, it should be confirmed from how many sources? 3 sources. So this is the only one, maybe some printing mistake somewhere, so many printing mistakes are there. But now the thorn is in my mind. I said, okay, maybe, he must have written. That day when he was writing commentary, he must have felt like writing. So, but dear devotees, very soon I was to get more depressing news. All right. because I have habit of reading other literature also. I told you, now I'll explore everything about, and I started exploring. Once I was reading through Srila Jiva Goswami's Krishna Sandarbha. While reading through Krishna Sandarbha, I came across a verse which I had never seen previously. Because this verse is not in the Krishna Sandarbha, this verse is in the commentary to Krishna Sandarbha by Sri Jiva Goswami. So, this is what he says. Please repeat after me. प्रत्यक्ष रूप धृग्देवो दृश्यते न कलौ हरि कृतादिष्वेव तेनैष त्रियुगः परिपठ्यते. So Sri Jiva Goswami says Pratyaksha Rupa Dhrik Devo. Pratyaksha Rup means direct form. Dhrik, taking that direct form, our Devaha, our Shri Krishna, Drishyate na Kalau. He is not seen in which age, dear devotees? Kali Yuga. Acha, is he seen in previous ages? So the verse says Kritadishu Eva. Yes, in Krita, in Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapar Yuga, he is seen face to face. But he is not seen face to face in which Yuga? Therefore, one of his names is, it is given in the last line. What is the name? Tri Yoga. The Lord who is seen only in how many ages? 3 ages. Okay, Prabhuji, now you bear the bad news, Prabhuji, once again. Huh? I don't want one person to take the entire load. Yeah.
In Kali Yuga, Lord Krishna cannot be seen face to face. He is seen like that only in previous ages. Hence, he is known as Tri Yuga, or the one who can be seen only in the remaining 3 ages.
So my mind is thinking now, yeah, those people who were born in Satya Yuga are very fortunate people. And those who could not get qualified for Satya Yuga took birth in which Yuga? Treta. Those who could not qualify for Treta Yuga ended up in which Yuga? And the reject of the reject of the reject, that is myself. I ended up in which Yuga? And only in Kali Yuga he cannot be seen face to face. So Vinod Bihari Prabhu, nice news. So now I have 2 sources. Still I have hope against hope कि I will not find third source. है कि नहीं? So I thought कि, let's continue our journey somehow. And dear devotees, unfortunately, there was more depressing news to come. And what was the more depressing news? My worst fears are confirmed. One time I am reading Chaitanya Charitamrita, and there is a section in Chaitanya Charitamrita where Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu goes to Shri Vrindavan. And when he goes to Shri Vrindavan, what happens is that there are many pilgrims coming every day to meet him. So Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is with his assistant. His assistant is named Balabhadra Bhattacharya. So a young Brahmana boy, Balabhadra Bhattacharya. One fine day, some pilgrims come to meet Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and said, Mahaprabhu, you know what is happening nowadays? Mahaprabhu says, what is happening? In night, if you go on the banks of the river Yamuna near Kalia Ghat, nowadays Krishna is seen dancing on the hoods of Kalia in the night. Would you like to come and have darshan tonight? So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu laughed and said, nahi, you go. I am okay here. So the pilgrims went. Next day, some more pilgrims came. Mahaprabhu, really, you must come and see tonight before it disappears. Please come and see tonight. Krishna is dancing on the hoods of Kalia. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu again laughed and said, I am okay here. You go and you have good darshan. So this happened one more time. And Mahaprabhu is refusing to see Krishna on the hoods of Kalia at night. So one time his servant Balabhadra Bhattacharya ended up saying, Mahaprabhu, can I tonight go on the banks of Yamuna and So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu understood. He said, you are learned Brahmana. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu lovingly slapped him at that point of time. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said something to him. Krishna ke ne darshana dibe kali kale nija bhrame murkha loka करे कोलाहले. Abhi, this translation is by Srila Prabhupada himself. It is not my translation. So, Prabhuji, please be the bearer of the bad news. Please read, Prabhuji.
Why would Krishna give darshana in the age of Kali? Foolish people who are mistaken are simply causing agitation and making a tumult.
Now it is confirmed from how many sources? So, Prabhu, this was the class. Thank you, Vinod Bihari Prabhu. So, everybody understood what is the class about? So, the conclusion is that in the age of Kali, you cannot get darshan of Shri Krishna. As proved through how many sources? Okay, dear devotee. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki... Okay. Darshan of darshan, and the conclusion is no darshan. हो गया इतना हो हाँ. Oh wow, look at the arguments. Look, look. Oh yeah, so I have seen all this. I have heard. He is here only. Can in the paint. Right. Wonderful. What about all this? See, all these questions are boiling in my mind. These are not my statements. These are previous acharyas. I gave 3 pramanas from my mind. This is Prabhupada's translation. So, I am thinking what to do now. My problem is if I go to some devotee and tell ki Arey Prabhuji, I cannot get darshan, they are giving all these answers. One devotee is saying you can see Krishna page by page in Bhagavatam. I am scratching my head. That is not what I was referring to. I am referring to Krishna who will come and utter my name, speak my name and say, how are you doing? That darshan. But there is no difference between seeing the deity and seeing Krishna. I said, Arey, I have already been through that. There is no difference in most cases, but Acharya have also drawn some difference between direct darshan and darshan of the deity. But my problem is I cannot explain to anybody. So, I have with very heavy heart, I started thinking, what am I supposed to do in my life now? Because, this is something which should be told on day 1 when somebody comes in the movement. Dekha, that yes was from the heart. Somebody joins the movement. Day 1 you should say. Day 1 you say, you can see Krishna face to face. 10 years later, some obscure commentary I didn't. Back to God. Living with Krishna. 10 years later, I am discovering in some obscure commentary you cannot see Krishna face to face. I thought, is there some resignation letter from our ISKCON society? Dear Bhagavan Krishna, I came to your society with the hope that I will see you. Unfortunately, after 10 years, I find out that it is not possible. I hereby resign with immediate effect. No longer your servant. Exit door is nahi hai. There is no exit. What to do now? And Prabhupada, you know what Prabhupada said? I know all of you are hopelessly attached. You will not go away. इसका मतलब क्या? You will take advantage of this. क्या? We are hopelessly attached, so we will not go away. I am so unhappy. Nobody is giving me the answer. What to do? With heavy heart, I am doing my sadhana. Every morning, I am chanting Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. What is the use? Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama. Tat Pratimaya, sir, only the deity. Okay, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Aisa. I am pulling my beads like one pulls from a well bucket, like that I am pulling my beads and continuing. So this is the type of japa I performed with heavy heart. I am asking the questions, and the biggest question is, if cannot get to see Krishna, what am I supposed to do in this life? है कि नहीं? Because Krishna has disappeared, so what to do? So with this heavy heart, gradually few months passed, and then 1 month arrived. This month is called Kartik Mas. Now Kartik Mas in India, everybody is booking tickets 2 months in advance. Where they have to go? So devotees are, Prabhu, are you going to Vrindavan? I said, for what? For what should I go to Vrindavan? I know. What to Pratima Darshan I will have here also in Juhu temple, in Chaupati temple, all the temples are there. I will go and have look at the deity. And I will also tell my near devotee, yes, this is direct darshan. It is as good as seeing directly. I cannot explain all of these things. But finally, I said, chalo, let's go. I booked one Tatkal ticket. You know what is Tatkal ticket? 1 day before you book. I went to Shri Vrindavan. I went to take darshan that year of only one deity. One of my Ishta Devatas, Sri Radha Damodara Ji. Because this Shri Vigraha was served by none other than Om Vishnupad Srila Jiva Goswami Prabhupada, the backbone of the Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya. I know that Vidvan eva vijanati vidvat jana parishrama. Only a learned person will understand what is the unhappiness. He will, if I pray to him, he will understand that I cannot get darshan. What I mean when I say I cannot get darshan. So in front of Shri Radha Damodar, I am praying ki Bhagwan, I have a big dilemma in my mind. I cannot get darshan in this life. I don't know what to do. So at that time it is Kartik Mas. So suddenly in Kartik Mas, because we sing one special song. What song do we sing in Kartik Mas? Damodara Ashtakam. So suddenly I found that answers are gradually coming. While singing Damodara Ashtakam, I started noticing that in 2 verses there is something peculiar. This is verse number 4 and verse number 5. Who knows what is verse number 4? Varam deva moksham na mokshavadim va na chanyam vrineham varishadapiha idam deva purnatha gopala balam sada me manasya virastam kimanye. Next verse. Idam te mukhambojam atyanta nilay vritam kundalay snigdha raktaischa gopya muhuschumbitam bimba raktadaram manasya virastamalam. I noticed suddenly, in 2 consecutive verses, Shri Satyavrat Muni, who is the original author of Damodar Ashtakam, he is repeating the same phrase. And I have highlighted this phrase. What phrase? Manasi avirastam. Manasi avirastam. Appear in my mind. Appear in my mind. Now I am thinking, Are Satyavrat Muni, you are appearing in Satya Yuga. He is not like me. He is from Satya Yuga. He can get direct darshan because he is not from Kali Yuga, he is from the remaining 3 ages. So can Satyavrat Muni get direct darshan, or can he not get direct darshan? He can. Why is Satyavrat Muni saying appear in my mind? So, and if I have read my poetics nicely, my Kavya Shastra nicely, to repeat the same concept twice in consecutive verses is a fault of repetition according to poetics. You should not repeat something in subsequent verses. It is called Punar Ukti Dosh. Punar Ukti Dosh means fault of repetition. Is it a fault of repetition in the poetry, or is there something else going on? Now, Satyavrat Muni's poem, Satyavrat Muni's Damodara Ashtakam is 8 verses. Fortunately, there is one place where Damodara Ashtakam was first found in our Sampradaya. In which literature is Damodara Ashtakam first found in our Sampradaya? The literature is Hari Bhakti Vilas. And fortunately, Hari Bhakti Vilas has the commentary of Sri Sanatan Goswami Prabhupada. So I thought I should look up the commentary of Srila Sanatan Goswami and try to find out why Sri Satyavrat Muni has, it's like that. In a bus, if there is a small hole, I'll try to start exploring. I started exploring. Why is he praying again and again for Bhagavan to appear in the mind? And then in the commentary, Sri Sanatan Goswami introduces a new term, dear devotees. I would like all of you to repeat this commentary after me. Please repeat after me. Antar darshan mahatmyam च श्री भागवतामृत उत्तरखंडे विवृत्या उक्तम अस्ति. He says Antar darshan mahatmyam. The glories of Antar darshan are described in Uttarakhand, latter half of which literature? Brihad Bhagavata. For the first time, a new term is being introduced in my life. Which term, dear devotees? Never I had heard of this term. Now I am thinking I am very interested. And Sanatan Goswami has also given a hint where I can find. But Brihad Bhagavatamrita is very big literature. At least please tell me chapter numbers, where I can find. But he says only latter half of Brihad Bhagavatamrita. So I said, okay, chalo. Let's go and read through latter half of Brihad Bhagavatamrita. Reading verse by verse by verse by verse by verse. Finally, I stumbled across the exact section that Sri Sanatan Goswami was referring to. In the Brihad Bhagavatamritam is the pastime of a boy named Gopa Kumar. This boy has been given a mantra. This mantra is for worshipping his deity Madan Gopal. So his Japa mantra is pertaining to Madan Gopal, Gopal mantra. As he chants this mantra, he attains perfection. After attaining perfection, he is experiencing Krama Mukti. What is Krama Mukti? He is gradually going from one planet to one planet to one planet, higher, higher, higher. So there is one planet he comes to. This planet is called Tapahalok. Which lok? Tapahalok. Tapahalok is the planet where great perfected yogis are residing. There, Gopa Kumar ends up meeting Pippalayan. Pippalayan is one of the Nava Yogendras. He was one of the 9 sons who became perfected yogis, and his father is Bhagwan Rishabdev himself. Gopa Kumar goes to Tapalok. He is chanting his mantra. He meets Pippalayan. Pippalayan says, Gopa Kumar, come here. Why are you roaming everywhere in the universe? Gopa Kumar says, because I want to have darshan of my Lord. Pippalayan says, Beta, beto, idhar. Sit down here. Let me explain to you something. So, then Pippalayan Muni explains something to Gopa Kumar, which I would like to speak about here today. Dear devotees, please raise your hands. How many of us want to see Krishna with these eyes? Please raise your hands. Everybody raised his hands. Pippalayan Muni asked a question. I will ask you 2 queries based on what Pippalayan Muni said. Question 1. You are given 2 options. You have to select one option. Option A. You will see Krishna through the eyes, but feel nothing within the heart. Option B. You will see Krishna in the heart, but nothing through the eyes. Which option? A or B? Are you all change party in one, huh? एक ही सवाल में पार्टी बदल ली. So Pipalayan says, Gopa Kumar, you think you see Krishna through the eyes, but this is your big mistake. The eye is only an optical instrument which performs the function of seeing. Finally, after seeing, hearing, touching, smelling, tasting, the final experience occurs in which region, dear devotees? So, Gopa Kumar, even if you see Krishna, the happiness of seeing Krishna will be experienced in which location in the body? Finally, therefore, which sense organ is the one which is truly capable of experiencing Shri Krishna? Because the happiness of seeing Krishna is not for the eye. The happiness of seeing Krishna is experienced in the heart. So, Gopakumar, the eyes are falsely carrying the pride of being the seer. Gopakumar, first and foremost, see Krishna within the eye of the heart. And this is called Antar darshan. Now, I will ask you second question. A person who is blind, can they see anything in this room? Can they see this TV? Can they see the walls? A person who is blind, can they see Krishna? Where? So, Gopakumar, try to understand. Darshan of Shri Krishna should be available to all living entities irrespective of whether they are born defective in one or two or many senses. That is the actual darshan of Shri Krishna. And this is why Pipalayan Muni started saying something to Gopakumar. Please repeat after me. Katham va brahmasi drashtum Drigbhyam tam parameshwaram Samadhatsva manah sviyam Trato drakshyasi tam swataha Sarvatra bahirantascha Sada sakshadivasthitam. So, Ganganaran Prabhu, can you please read the translation?
Why do you roam here and there to see the Lord with your eyes? Absorb your mind in samadhi, and by doing so, you will see Him automatically. He is always situated inside and outside you, and you will see Him as if you are seeing Him directly.
Absorb your mind in what? In the previous lecture, I was speaking about Smaran and 5 stages of Smaran. Dear devotees, what was the 5th stage of Smaran? On the stage of Samadhi, you will directly have darshan within the heart. Why are you roaming here and there? Bhagavan is already there. I'd like to ask you a question, Vinod Bihari Prabhu. Is Krishna present between you and me? Yes or yes? So if Krishna is present between you and me, Krishna can show himself anytime. But there is one place where Krishna is specifically present within the heart. He can show himself anytime. So why are you roaming here and there? Gopakumar, first try for which darshan? Antar darshan. Try for this darshan, Gopakumar. Situate yourself in samadhi. Because Gopakumar, please try to understand that there is something wrong, with trying to see him directly through the eyes without Antar darshan. So he says to Gopakumar, please repeat after me. Kadachit bhakta vatsalya yati ched drishyatam drisho jnana drishtya tajjatam abhimanah param drisho. He says, Kadachit Bhakta Vatsalya. Sometimes out of affection for the devotee, if he is seen, Drishyatam Drisho, if Bhagavan is seen by your eyes also, Please, Gopa Kumar, understand Jnana Drishtya Tajjatam. You think your material eyes were seeing him? You think, Gopa Kumar, that was the case? That your material eyes saw Krishna? No. Your heart was covered with the ointment of Krishna Prema. And therefore you were able to see Bhagavan through that ointment of love. And Abhimanaha Param Drisho. And the eyes got the false impression that who is the seer? We are the seer. The eyes only carry that false ego. Please repeat after me. Tasya karunya shaktya va drishyostvapi bahirdrisho tathapi darshanananda svayo nau jayate hridi. Tasya karunya shaktya va. By his mercy, even if drishyostu, even if he is seen by your external eyes, even if you say that he is seen by my external eyes, tathapi darshan ananda, still the happiness of darshan occurs where? Swayono hridi, in the heart the happiness occurs. This is the translation. Prabhu, kindly read the translation.
If on some occasion the Lord manifests himself out of his compassion for his devotee, it happens only due to the eye of a pure knowledge. The eyes are merely carrying the false pride of being the seers. Even in those rare cases when he is seen by the external eyes of the devotees, it is only the heart which is capable of perceiving the happiness of such darshana.
Yes. So, dear devotees, please try to understand that the most important darshan that a devotee should have in their lives is which darshan? The darshan. Now, this is Pipalayan's question and answer. Now, I will ask one question. You are given two options. Option A, and you have to select one. Option A, you will take birth in Dwapar Yuga and see Krishna face to face like Duryodhan saw, Shakuni saw, Jarasan saw, Dushasan saw. Option B, you will take birth in Kali Yuga in ISKCON and not get direct darshan but get Antar darshan. Which option would you like to select? B. You don't want to get darshan of Krishna like Shishupal got? Did Shishupal get Bahir darshan? Did Dushasan get Bahir darshan? Am I so bad that I am worse than Shishupal, Dushasan? Huh? No, I am not so bad. The thing is, Shishupal, Dushasan, all of them got darshan through their eyes. But all of these individuals did not have one darshan. Which darshan is that? Antar darshan. And therefore, it is most important to first and foremost secure Antar darshan. In Kali Yuga, the rule is, standard rule, please hear, is that most devotees may not get Bahir darshan. Some rare exceptional devotees are there. Some very exceptional devotees are there who may get. But those are the exceptions, not the rules. Did Shri Madhavendra Puri get darshan of Shri Krishna? Yes. Did Srila Rupa Goswami get direct darshan of Shri Krishna? Yes. But are these the rules or are these the exceptions? They all got Bahir darshan of Shri Krishna. Now these were 400-500 years ago. In 1960s, our Srila Prabhupada, he gave up everything for carrying out the order of his spiritual master. He had a very good family life, but that family life, could not continue because of he was very dedicated to serving the order of his spiritual master, and there were some, differences in the family. So family could not continue. And he had a very good business, but that business was also gradually lost. Srila Prabhupada in Delhi, in Vrindavan, he was roaming here and there trying to collect little funds for going to the United States. But unfortunately, there was nobody who was willing to support him. And when he has given up everything for the seva of his guru, he is trying to find one ticket to go to the United States. Dear devotees, if it is said today, if today we come to know that Srila Prabhupada is, suddenly he has appeared, he wants to travel to the United States, what will we arrange? We will arrange president's, the flight which the president takes. But in those days, there was not even a single person who was willing to give a flight ticket, one single flight ticket to Srila Prabhupada. Finally, Srila Prabhupada met this one pious lady, Gujarati lady, from the Pushti Marg. Her name is Sumati Morarji. And she also says to Srila Prabhupada, Swamiji, you are going to die there. Why are you trying? And Prabhupada says, I would still like to try. So she arranges one ticket in the cargo ship. That too in that cargo section, not in the passenger section, where there's only one round window. And Srila Prabhupada, he goes to the port in order to climb the ship. There is nobody to send him off except for one relative. And his son, one of his son comes to send him off, and he has 40 rupees and one trunk of Srimad Bhagavatam. And when he climbs on the ship, on that first night itself, something happens. What happens, dear devotees? So he experiences not one heart attack, but 2 heart attacks. Now, if anybody else would be in that situation, that you have given up everything for Krishna, your family, your business, and nobody is cooperating with you, finally you get the least possible option. And in that option also, Bhagavan tests you on that very first night. If anybody else would have been there, they would have probably said, enough, and that's it. I have done enough now. But in that situation also, Srila Prabhupada doesn't give up the most important quality of his bhakti, Anukulyena Krishnanushilanam, his favorability towards Sri Krishna. So there might have been a moment where it might have come across his mind that maybe after this heart attack, success may not be attained. But still Srila Prabhupada said in his mind, he said to Bhagavan, whatever you want to do, Bhagavan, you do. If you want to make me a failure, you make me a failure. So usually Bhagavan does not appear in Kali Yuga, especially not in a metal container. But on that particular day, in that metal container, Bhagavan Shri Krishna appeared in front of Srila Prabhupada. And he kept his hand on the chest of Srila Prabhupada and said, Abhay, henceforth you don't need to worry. I will take care. Srila Prabhupada receives Bahir Darshan. And then he also gets Antar Darshan. He sees all the incarnations of Bhagavan on the Jaladuta along with Srimad Bhagavatam. So he didn't go outside the Jaladuta to see this. The second darshan was which darshan, dear devotees? Antar darshan. So he got one Bahir darshan and one Antar darshan. And after that, Srila Prabhupada was very confident when he came to the United States. He used to say, now it is only a matter of time. Because I have received the direct, direction of Sri Krishna that it is he who will do it. And in 10 or 11 years, our entire family of the International Society for Krishna Consciousness is created. So this, dear devotees, is the effect of getting darshan. But what is the prerequisite for darshan? What is the prerequisite for stage number 13? And that prema Srila Prabhupada had. So you can get darshan, dear devotees, in the age of Kali, but that darshan is mainly which darshan? Right now, Sri Krishna's scheduled time of incarnation is not going on. That scheduled time of incarnation was in which age? Dwapar. In Dwapar Yuga, he was seen by Shakuni, Dushyasan, Duryodhan, etc. We don't want to see him like that. We first want to get which darshan? Antar darshan. And that will not happen by our own force. That will happen when we reach the stage of prema. Bhagavan will automatically show himself within the heart. You will come to know this was Bhagavan. Because you will experience all the sattvika vikaras. Means all the symptoms of ecstasy that a devotee experiences on seeing Bhagavan for the first time. So it will not be nothing artificial. It will be a completely real experience of Sri Bhagavan in the heart. So this is what, dear devotees, is the concept of Antar Darshan. Then I started realizing, all our acharyas were praying always for which darshan? Antar Darshan. I never realized in all the songs. Acharyas were not praying for Bahir Darshan. Acharyas were praying for which darshan? Antar Darshan. Please sing with me. Premanjana Churita Bhakti Santa Sadaiva Santa Sadaiva, not Nayaneshu. No. Brahmaji could have written in beginning of creation. Santa Sadaiva Nayaneshu. The sadhus always see him through the eyes. Problem is sadhus also don't see him always through the eyes. Santaha Sadaiva. What is the meaning of Sadaiva? Always. Dear devotees, always you cannot see Krishna with your eyes even if you are in Goloka Vrindavan. Let me give one example. Let's say all of you attain perfection in this life and go to Goloka Vrindavan. I pray it happens, dear devotees. And all of you are in Goloka Vrindavan. Early morning you see Krishna directly, face to face. Krishna is going along with his cowherd friends and cows and he goes to the forest. You stay behind. Now you are in the spiritual world. Are you seeing Krishna directly face to face? But when you are not seeing Krishna face to face, still you will see Krishna in one place, dear devotees. Where? So that is the importance of Antar Darshan, even in the spiritual world. There is one place where you can see Sadaiva. Always and constantly you will see Krishna only in one place. Where? In the heart. Therefore, in Damodara Ashtakam, what was the fourth verse? Sada me manasi aviras. What is the meaning of Sada? Always. Because even Satyavrat Muni knows, always is not possible through the eyes. Always is only possible within the heart. And Bahir Darshan will occur in rare cases. It may occur for some of us. But it is not the rule. It is the exception. And Antar Darshan is as good as Bahir Darshan. If we attain Antar Darshan, we have attained perfection. Bahir Darshan, Sri Rupa Goswami says in Laghu Bhagavatamritam, please repeat after me. Kairapi prema vaivashya bhagbhir bhagavatottamai adyapi drishyate Krishna kridan vrindavanantare. Kairapi, there are select few people, prema vaivashya bhagbhir, those who are fully controlled by prema. Bhagavatottamai, these are Uttama Bhagavatas, they are topmost devotees. By them, Adyapi, even today, Drishyate Krishna, who is seen face to face? Krishna. Kridan, as he is playing Vrindavanantare in the forest of Vrindavan, just as he was seen in the forest of Vrindavan, similarly he will be seen today, but only for very few Uttama Bhagavatas. Most of them will get which darshan, dear devotees? Antar darshan is good enough because that is the indicator that we have attained prema. Shri Bilva Mangal Thakur got which darshan? Antar darshan. So, this is the darshan that we should be aiming for. Now, all the songs, dear devotees. Damodara Ashtakam to we saw, is praying for which darshan? Antar darshan. Many other songs. Mama mana mandire rahanishi dine Krishna murari Shri Krishna Murari. Mama, which mandir hai? Why not Mama Nayana mandir hai? Because Raha Nishidine. Stay day and night. I hope you are able to understand. Huh? Day and night Bhagavan will stay in which mandir, dear devotees? Antar darshan. So in this way, there are many songs. Bhaktivinoda Thakur also says, Antara mandire jago jago. Arise, arise within the temple of the heart. Now Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur describes what is Antar darshan. How does Antar darshan look like? So I would like Srinath Prabhu, if you can read the final quote by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur Mahashay. Please read what Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur Mahashay says in Shri Krishna Samhita.
Therefore, according to the devotee's qualification, at a particular time, Krishna is taking birth in some devotee's heart. He is stealing the gopis' clothes in another devotee's heart. He is performing the rasa dance in someone's heart. He is killing Putna in another's heart. He is killing Kamsa in someone else's heart. He is having an affair with Kubja in yet another's heart. And he enacts his disappearance in the heart of some devotee who is leaving his body.
Yeah. He enacts his disappearance means, disappearance here means disappearing from Vrindavan to Mathura. That scene of Krishna going from Vrindavan to Mathura. Some devotee who is leaving his body is thinking of this scene of Krishna's disappearance from Vrindavan. And in that separation, he leaves his body. And when he leaves his body thinking of Krishna like that, next time he opens his eyes, he is in the presence of Shri Krishna directly, dear devotees. So this, dear devotees, is which darshan? Antar darshan. And this Antar darshan should happen to each and every one of us. But it will only be attained after the stage of prema. So when Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur was laying down the 14 stages, and he had laid down stage number 13 as what? Darshan. He was mainly referring to which darshan? The darshan. I began the presentation with Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur's song. What was Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur's song? Janama Safal Tar, Krishna Darshan Jar Bhagye Hoye Ache Kitni Bar? Ek bar. Then I later realized the remaining two lines were speaking about Antar darshan, dear devotees. Please sing the lines with me. Janama Safal Tar, Krishna Darshan Yar.
At least once in his life, developing the eyes of the heart, one gets darshana. And thus the jiva gives up all impurities of the heart. Prabhu, one question on comment. Why did Lord Brahma did not get the Bahir Darshan? He had only Antar Darshan. Beginning of the, yeah. As soon as I began to meditate upon the lotus feet of the personality of Godhead with my mind transformed in transcendental love, tears rolled down from my eyes, and without delay, the personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, appeared on the lotus of my heart. Oh. So one more.
The battery is discharged. So I'll speak here and I'll repeat every question. All right. So Varshana Mataji, yours was next question. Yes. So Gopa Kumar continues. He ends up going to Vaikuntha planets. In Vaikuntha planets, the Dwarapals, the gatekeepers of Vaikuntha, that section is a different section in Brihad Bhagavatamritam. Then they glorify many processes of bhakti, and the topmost process they glorify is kirtan. And then they say actually Bahir Darshan is also required. It's really required because that is what finally gives joy to the soul, to see Krishna face to face. And because they are saying this to him because he has already reached his Siddha Swarup at that point of time. He has, reached his Siddha Deha. His body is Siddha Deha. So his name is no longer Gopa Kumar there, but he doesn't know what is his name. Till that point of time, when he's speaking to the Vaikuntha Vasis, he doesn't know what is his name. So he has gotten a new body. He goes, and when he goes to Goloka Vrindavan, Shri Krishna sees him. Shri Krishna comes running towards him. Krishna embraces him. and Krishna falls, unconscious in the lap of Gopa Kumar. So, and Krishna is crying in front of him, and then Krishna says to him, Are Sarup? So he says, Are Sarup, you are here? So then he comes to know that actually my identity in the spiritual world, what is my name? Sarup. So at that point of time, his identity is in the spiritual world is revealed. So Krishna gives that identity to him. Okay, Are Sarup, you are here. And he is related to Srimati Radharani's brother. He says something like that. He is related to Srimati Radha. He tells Sarup what are his exact details, his family, everything is revealed. And then Shri Krishna says to Sarup, because his name is no longer Gopa Kumar now, his name is Sarup. For long I had hoped against hope that in one life you will turn your face towards me. And hope kept me dancing like a fool that you will turn your face towards me. Now somebody like me who is reading will think, Krishna, you can change everything in one moment. Why are this seems artificial? Krishna says there, but I cannot bend the laws that I have created for the material world. What are the laws? I will not force anybody to surrender to me. Because of this, I could not bend my own laws in order to bring you back. Then he says, but for many lifetimes you did not turn towards me. Therefore, I found a loophole by which I could introduce myself in the process without breaking my laws. What loophole did you find? He says, I appeared as your spiritual master Jayant. So it was actually me who was your bona fide guru. So in one particular life, one gets a bona fide Diksha or Shiksha guru. That guru is actually a representative of whom? Bhagavan. And now, by the instructions of Jayant, you attained perfection. Now you are here. He says, Sarup, you stay here forever. Now you please don't go anywhere else at any point of time. So in this way, Sarup ends up staying forever in the spiritual world. And this is the actual identity of Gopa Kumar. So he gets Bahir Darshan when he reaches which world? Goloka Vrindavan. As long as he is in the material world, he is receiving only which darshan? Antar darshan. That is the only when he crosses over, that is when he gets Bahir Darshan. So that is the story, the pastime as it. You wanted to hear something specific? He in Vaikuntha, he sees Lord Vishnu. It is Bahir Darshan, but he does not have Antar Darshan of Vishnu. His Antar Darshan is of Madan Gopal. In his heart, the love that has been fixed is with Madan Gopal. So although he sees Vishnu, is attracted to the beauty, everything is nice, but he says कि I am थोड़ा click नहीं हो रहा है, समझ? Click नहीं हो रहा है, because you are, each and every one of us is going to get a specific type of perfection in the spiritual world, and that is the particular place where we will fit. We all finally will belong in one place, which will be our true position, from where we will be completely satisfied. And when Bhagavan comes to interact with us, we will feel naturally that Bhagavan loves me the most. I am the most special person in Bhagavan's group. And this is not my speculation. Please repeat after me. Balakas taruna vriddha Gopaste koti koti shah सर्वे विदुर महाप्रेया अहम कृष्णस्य नेतरः. Mataji, you kindly read the translation. This is from Brihad Bhagavatamritam.
Every one of the millions and millions of cowherds, the children,
Yeah.
young people and elders, thinks I alone am most dear to Krishna.
This happened to Gopa Kumar with Madan Gopal only. Now question arises, does Krishna respond to everybody like you are most special? Like tomorrow he will attain spiritual world. So Krishna has to make him also feel you are most special. Tomorrow he will attain, you will attain, you will attain. Everybody Krishna has to make feel that you are the most special. Abhi, such a person will become artificial. Hai ki nahi? Huh? So that is answered in the next verse by Sri Sanatana Goswami. Tathaiva vyavaharopi tesham krishne sadekshate pratyekam teshu tasyapi vishuddhastadrigeva saha. See, the behavior of Krishna is Vishuddha. Pure-heartedly, he genuinely treats everybody like they are the most special. Let's see the translation. Mataji, please read.
Just as the pure way they behave toward Krishna always confirms this ecstatic mentality, so does the way he behaves toward every one of them.
Yes. So, without being artificial towards anybody, Bhagavan will make everyone feel you are the most special person in my group, dear devotees. Without any artificiality. Vishuddha. This is Krishna's pure behavior towards everyone. So why did he did not fit? He saw Bahir Darshan of Vaikunthanas, but in his heart, Antar Darshan is different. So this is confirmed in third canto. Yad yad dhiyat urugaya vibhavayanti tat tad vapuh pranayase sadanugrahaya. So you are so merciful to your devotees that you manifest yourself in the particular eternal form of transcendence in which they always think of you. So the form that we attain finally is the one on which we had attained samadhi. That form on which we had attained samadhi is the form in the spiritual world with whom we will finally reside forever. This is Brahma's prayers in 3.9.11 Srimad Bhagavatam. So this is all the pieces of the jigsaw puzzle being put together here. I hope this satisfies your query. Thank you. Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, thank you for the wonderful class. I have 3 questions, Prabhu.
Okay, one question, then we'll go to Mataji, then we'll come back to you.
Okay, Prabhu.
And Vinod Bihari Prabhu, you have to tell me when to stop because this will satatam ho jayega. Huh? So you tell me when to stop. Okay, Prabhuji. Huh.
Okay, Prabhuji, we have the 5 rasas, the
Shanta,
Vatsal, Shanta rasa,
this,
Madhuri. Why, like when we are, for Vatsalya rasa, the devotee is treating Krishna as the son. But all along we are learning that Krishna is our father. So why the rasa, where is, instead of Vatsalya rasa, where is I am treating Krishna as the father? Because, father's love is, today's Father's Day, but father's love is the most mothers at least they can express, but fathers they don't express.
yeah.
And that is one of the most, thing, but it's not listed in the primary 5 rasas or even the 12 rasas, like the other Krodha, all those rasas also it's not listed. So how do we feel, it says here, that's where I was connecting, whatever you think of. For me, my father is everything for me. So I would think, I would feel more connected to Krishna as the father, but that is not listed in the rasas. So is there anything mentioned anywhere?
It is listed in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Okay. Shri Rupa Goswami says that there is this Raganuga Bhakti is Kamanuga and Sambandhanuga. Sambandhanuga means you consider Krishna as one of your relatives. But this happens in Dwarka. I hope you are able to understand. Huh? considering Krishna as your father and oneself as Krishna's son. This is Sambandhanuga Bhakti. And this happens in Dwarka. Because Krishna becomes a father only in which place? Dwarka. So Krishna has sons not in Vrindavan. Because Krishna is eternally 16-year-old in Shri Vrindavan. There are no sons of Shri Krishna in Vrindavan. Krishna has sons in which pastime? Dwarka Leela. In Dwarka Leela he has sons. Mathura also there are no sons. When he finally, after fighting Jarasan, he takes over in Dwarka, he marries 16,000 princesses in where? In Mathura or Dwarka? Dwarka. Dwarka he has all the sons. Now somebody can cultivate a mood like that with Shri Krishna, Sambandhanuga Bhakti, that is given in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. There is nothing preventing one. But please know that the final attainment will be Dwarka. Huh? It's not Dasyaras. It's basically a mixture of certain rasas, but Sri Rupa Goswami wanted to treat Raganuga Bhakti primarily as it is found in Shri Vrindavan. So he did not take all the many other rasas. Why stop at father? Kubja is also having a rasa. The Dwarkavasis are also having a rasa. So many people are also having, in Dwarka, so many people are having different rasas towards Krishna. Why stop at father? How about Krishna as the uncle? How about Krishna as the grandfather? So many rasas can be there. But Rupa Goswami has to draw a line somewhere. No? How many rasas will I include in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu? Rasas, there can be many rasas. Rupa Goswami wants to primarily list the rasas which are available in which dham. This is the reason. Although in the term Sambandhanuga, you can understand. Sambandhanuga means many other relationships are included in Sambandhanuga Bhakti.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Okay. Mataji, you can.
Prabhu, I wanted to appreciate again your educational style of taking the Purva Paksha, playing the devil's advocate, and that to be extremely effective way to teach. So thank you for that.
Thank you so much.
And the question that comes up is, there's the physical organ that pumps the blood. That's what we know of the heart. And we also know that our heart is caked with miles and miles and miles of dirt. So even though for us, really, this is the sanctum sanctorum, yet it's so, mala. And then we talk about Antar darshan. So I'm wondering, I have heard there's also a spiritual heart. And I'm just wondering if you could elaborate more on, what exactly does it mean when we say darshan from the heart? I can't even honestly speaking imagine with all the anarthas that are in the heart, it's possible.
Okay, wonderful query. Vinod Bihari Prabhu, I would like to show a pramana to Mataji. Is there a internet connection? Radha Madhav? Okay. You would like to type it or can I type it myself? You can type it. Yes, I'm sorry. I would like to show a pramana. And this pramana is by Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Because first and foremost, is there something called as the heart of the jiva? The thing is, the jiva is infinitesimal. Heart is a limb of the body. The jiva in the material world has a material body. The jiva in the spiritual world has a spiritual body. In both worlds, the jiva is supposed to have a body. In one place, the jiva can exist without a body. That is in Brahma Jyoti. Because there the jiva doesn't need a body. It's merged into the, light effulgence of Bhagavan. So, when the jiva is in the spiritual world, the jiva has a heart, which is a part of the spiritual body. And when the jiva is in the material world, it has a heart which is part of the material body. Right now, our body is material or spiritual body. This heart has to be cleansed. Therefore, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Cheto Darpana Marjanam. Clean this heart. And after cleaning this heart, then one will, get darshan of Shri Krishna within this heart. It is possible to get darshan within a material heart. Yes, but Bhagwan will first make it a suitable place for sitting, by applying the salve of love, Premanjana Churita Bhakti Vilochanena. So it's not about receiving a new heart, it's about this particular heart, and in this particular heart you will get darshan of Sri Krishna. How do you get that while you are fighting with your anarthas? That is a very important question. Many people spend their entire life dealing with anarthas and they are not able to cleanse their anarthas. It's okay if it is not happening. Okay. So many people spend their entire life dealing with anarthas, but the anarthas are not cleared. There is a specific mindset which is required for clearing anarthas. And today I will speak about that very mindset which is required for cleaning anarthas. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur spoke about this mindset, and this mindset I will specify today. Because one time Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur took a yatra to Sri Vrindavan. On the last day of the yatra, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur went to Radha Kund. When he went to Radha Kund at that particular point of time, all the devotees were expecting that Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur will give a lecture on the Upanishads. Because usually he would give a lecture on some heavy knowledge topic like Upanishads, etc. So they thought today also he will give a lecture on Upanishads or something like that. He ended up speaking about Ashtakaliya Leela on the banks of Radha Kund. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, the personality whom we can never imagine, speaking about Ashtakaliya Leela, he ended up speaking about Ashtakaliya Leela on the banks of Sri Vrindavan. And Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur had something to say. I will read from what Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur said. This is from his lecture in Radhakund 1932. Now please hear, dear devotees. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur says something. He says, all these days we have not spoken about Leela. Leela means he is speaking Ashtakaliya Leela. But this is our topmost asset, which means this is the, it is the highest thing that we all have to achieve. He says one should not make the mistake of thinking that anartha nivritti is our goal. One thinking like this will never enter into artha pravritti. He introduces a term which is the opposite of anartha nivritti. What is the opposite of anartha nivritti? Artha pravritti. Cultivating the positive. For this reason, I will begin speaking about Ashtakaliya Leela. He says, I know you are not ready to hear it, but we should know that such a transcendental idea exists in the realm of devotion. After the realm of anartha nivritti is artha pravritti. And he says that those who don't perform artha pravritti, those people will always remain stuck in anartha nivritti and they will not be able to attain the goal. What is artha pravritti? Positive cultivation of smaran. As I said, entering into smaran dasha is cultivation of artha pravritti. And when artha pravritti is cultivated, then it will become very easy gradually to wash away all these things. When I was specifying in the talk on 5 types of smaran, what was level 1? Level 1 was just smaran, casual remembrance of Krishna. When we start with this, our artha pravritti has started. Gradually more concentrated, wash it out. And then finally, when we attain the stage of Dhruvanusmriti and Samadhi, at that particular stage, Samadhi Dasha, Smaran is perfected. Prabhupada says, Bhagwan comes and gives darshan and reveals the Swarup of the Jiva within the heart. So, Artha Pravritti is needed. Many individuals are not taking to the process. They are not taking to the process. They are simply trying to remove the negatives. In Upanishadic language, it is called neti neti. Ye nahi karna hai, not to do this, not to do this, not to. So that neti neti will not help. Positive cultivation has to be there. Otherwise, it will not happen. So that is the answer. Bhagavan will come in this heart only, sadhak deha. He will first make it a suitable place for sitting and for showing himself. But before that, we have to do our artha pravritti. We have to put the effort to start performing his remembrance. So the most important rule in bhakti is always remember, never forget. That is why smaran is the most important rule in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. So this is what it is, Mataji. Yes, Prabhuji.
Prabhuji, hello. Yeah. So my question is, as per your presentation, you presented, a slide from Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, and clearly, the distinction is made, like the service of, Nanda Maharaj cannot be compared to
The service
one
of this carpenter.
carpenter.
Yeah.
And then we see, like, Srila Prabhupada, I mean, when he speaks about the deities of Sanatana Goswami, he speaks with, great reverence, and, his voice also choked up. And he say, like, Krishna conscious, we are dealing with Krishna. And coming to me, like, we have a great responsibility to take care of deities on behalf of our spiritual master. And then we have services at the temples too. So we take, there are also, especially my wife is directly engaged in serving deities. And then the statement of Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. So how this thing comes in line? Like your first class, japa, smaran, to samadhi, samadhi to can we have darshan?
Right.
And now we have, like, set of people which have home deities, each equally worship on behalf of our spiritual master. Then we have greater responsibility, especially my wife, towards temple deities. And then, there are difference between the service of eternal Parshad of, Lord, as compared to our Jeev Tattva, who are aspiring to be the servant.
Right.
And qualify
Right.
as a, good Guru Padashya.
Right.
So can you elaborate this conflict? Because this is always, these are home deities. These are temple deities.
Right.
And then now, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti.
Yeah. So Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur spoke about all deities. Like you can all the traditional deities also. Radha Madan Mohan, Radha Govinda, all of them included. Pratimaya eva seva kartavya. You should, the sadhaka should one-pointedly serve the deity. Why should the sadhaka one-pointedly serve the deity? Why did he say that? There is a reason for that. Because service of the deity brings about that smaran within the heart. It brings one to the stage of smaran dasha gradually. Because service of deity is not just simply decorating the deity. Before decorating the deity, one has to decorate the mind or decorating the deity. Devo bhutva devam yajet. In Hindi we say devta hoke devta ka puja karo. First become divine yourself and then you worship. Therefore, traditionally, before one enters into the altar, our ISKCON Pancharatra manual and Hari Bhakti Vilas have one limb called as Bhuta Shuddhi. What is Bhuta Shuddhi? You stop identifying with this body and you start identifying yourself as an eternal servant of Radha and Krishna. I will show you from our ISKCON manual what is Bhuta Shuddhi. And yeah. So Bhuta Shuddhi, see, this is from Pancharatra Pradeep, ISKCON's manual. It says here, I am by nature eternal servant of Krishna, but because of my bad fortune, I have been inimical towards him. I have identified myself with body, so on and so forth. Then this is, by my spiritual master's mercy has enabled me to know that I am Krishna's eternal servant, infinitesimal spiritual being, completely apart from gross and subtle body. At this point of time, the devotee who is beginning devotional deity worship, they give up identification with this body. I hope you are able to. This is Bhuta Shuddhi. Now, unless you give up identification with this body, you cannot enter into Golok Vrindavan. Basically, entering into the altar is entering into which Vrindavan? Golok Vrindavan. Can one enter through Golok Vrindavan through one's sadhaka deha, through one's practitioner body? No. Even Lord Shiva cannot enter as Lord Shiva. He also has to undergo a change in identity before he enters. Forget about other sadhakas entering. Every morning everybody is praying, therefore, Seva Adhikara Diye Karo Nija. All the dasas are also praying. First make me dasi, then I will be able to get Seva Adhikar. So we have to understand that Bhuta Shuddhi is the process by which one identifies with another body, then enters the DT room and performs the seva like that. Then Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's statement, Pratimaya eva seva kartavya. Therefore, serve the DT. Because you will serve the DT by considering yourself not as a Chicago Vasi, but by considering yourself as which Vasi? Brajvasi. When you perform DT worship like that, Devo Bhutva Devam Yajet. देवता होके देवता का यज्ञ करना, ये बात है. Yeah.
I was thinking this whole process of the process of sadhana itself, it's a thoughtful process. It is not a mechanically doing anything. And even the Buddha Shuddhi, it is not going to be effective if
Right.
it is not. And then, so even in the practice of sadhana, there is our own influence of modes of passion and ignorance, which creates so much of impact, right? And then in this material plane, there are like a cultivation of the feelings of gratitude and compassion and empathy and all these things, which cleanses the mind. That's actually in a very, very superficial level, but at least there is a process of cleansing one's own mind through all those cultivation of those kind of qualities, and then being thoughtful, and then executing all these things, every step of the sadhana, as well as deity worship and everything. This is all required. Otherwise, it becomes like a
Superficial. Yeah. Okay. I agree that the basic qualities of having compassion, being mindful, being sensitive, all these are required in order to first at least become eligible to be a proper Vaishnava. Agreed. Often a person doesn't demonstrate these qualities, even though they may be a Vaishnava, because of lack of training sadachar. When a person is given proper sadachar by a Vaishnava, that you should not behave like this. I'll give an example from my life. I was in youth forum, just joined in 2003, 2004. We used to preach on the Janmashtami stalls. We had so many in Juhu, all the lakhs of people coming. Janmashtami stall, I'm sitting and preaching. One time, there is one particular person who came, he was an atheist. He started arguing. I'm in a good mood to argue, so I put my boxing gloves on. I started arguing. After 5 minutes, somebody came and said, Prabhuji, only your leader is calling you. I went. And then I said, Prabhuji, what happened? He said, sit here for 5 minutes. I said, okay. After 5 minutes, I said, Prabhuji, what happened? He said, no, I just want you to sit here. Somebody else will deal with him. He is already unfavorable. By your boxing gloves, he will become more unfavorable. So, thoda proper training is needed. But good qualities are the after effect of proper Vaishnavism. Because if we try to separately cultivate one good quality at a time, we may not be able to hold all the good qualities together in one fist. If we have to hold all good qualities together in one fist, we have to have the unconventional guidance of the true devotee. Then we will be able to hold all the qualities in one fist. Yasyasti bhaktir bhagavati akinchana sarvair gunais tatra samasate suraha. One who has akinchana bhakti. One who has unflinching devotion has all the good qualities of the gods. He develops that because he has received that guidance. Then the devotee has to start entering into the process of artha pravritti, smaran, etc. So what Mataji you are speaking of is of a person who has not received proper training. They have not
willingness to accept any training.
Right. So definitely yes, there is unwillingness because they think I know. Don't teach me. Huh? But somebody should show them from Shastra ki Baba, you don't know. It's long, big path to learning. Big path to learning. So it is important that a person remains a lifelong student in order to understand the path. No? Otherwise, the self-certified masters, there are many. है कि नहीं? हाँ? ऐसा है. I hope that satisfies your query. Thank you. Yes, Mataji.
प्रभु जी माफ कीजिए अगर मेरा प्रश्न बहुत सिल्ली है तो.
ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं है, आपका ही है.
So Prabhuji, when we were reading Nectar of Devotion, Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu, our mentor was telling there are types of meditating on Krishna. So one among them was like Rupa Dhyanam. So meditating on Krishna's bodily features. So that struck me very deep. So I woke up in the morning during Brahma Muhurta. I was trying to, I was like, sure, I want to meditate on Krishna's form. And then I closed my mind and I started chanting and I started like meditating on Krishna's Rupa. And then I'm getting the... मैं क्या देखती हूँ कि जो लिटिल कृष्णा में जो छोटे से बच्चे हैं एनिमेटेड दैट इज कमिंग इन फ्रंट ऑफ मी एंड देन आई ओपन माय आईज आई सेड नो वन नोज हाउ कृष्णा लुक्स एंड आई डोंट हैव दैट शास्त्र ज्ञान दैट जिस तरह से उनके आकार है वो मुझे पता नहीं है. देन आई अगेन ट्राई टू क्लोज एंड आई ट्राई टू मेडिटेट ऑन राधा रानीज रूपा एंड देन आई कुड सी Alachua deity Radharani, and again I'm trying to meditate on Syamasundar of Alachua deity, and I'm getting the Rupa of Lord Balram there, and again I'm trying to meditate on Syamasundar. I'm getting the Rupa of little Krishna, animated little Krishna, the beautiful little Krishna's face in सामने आ रहा है. तो फिर मुझे अभी क्लास सुनने के बाद ऐसा लग रहा है कि अगर कभी कृष्णा को मेरे पर दया आया और उन्होंने सच में मुझे अपना he showed me his form, then will I be like get confused, because daily when I close I get the Rupa of little Krishna, so I won't be getting confused. No, Prabhu. Or
okay, wonderful. So the thing is, Mataji, you are performing level 1 right now, Smaran. So it may be broken from time to time, and from time to time some weird conception of Shri Krishna may pop up in the mind. Now, the thing is, when we perform Smaran of Bhagavan, we need some backing from authentic Shastra. So when we have some backing from authentic Shastras, then we will be able to perform proper meditation. So let me give an example of proper authentic meditation on Bhagavan Shri Krishna. And Sri Rupa Goswami, he says in Padyavali, he says, this is authentic meditation, Mataji, okay, on the form of Shri Krishna. I'll sing, please sing, let's sing together. This is in same meter as Shad Goswami Ashtakam. Let's sing together. ये गोवर्धन मूल कर्दम रसा व्यादृष्ट बर्हांगदा ये वृंदावन कुक्षिषु व्रजवधू नीलोपदानानि च ये चाभ्यंग सुगंधय कुवलया पीडस्य दानाम्भसा ते वो मंगलमदिशन्तु सततं कंसद्विषो बाहव. So meditation is done, the image is drawn through the ears. Alright, image is drawn not through the eyes. When you have to draw an image, become blind at that point of time, like a blind man performs. Ye Govardhana Moola. That personality who, while lifting the mool of Govardhan, what happened? Kardama Rasa. Kardama Rasa means that mud, wet mud of Govardhan. Vyadrishta covered all his hands. Barhangada, including his peacock feather ornament here. Alright, this is how Rupa Dhyan is performed according to the guidance shown by the Acharyas. So, that arm which when lifted Govardhan got covered by Kardama Rasa, the rasa of the mud, which ended up covering his peacock feather armlet. Ye Vrindavana Kukshishu, that is the same arm. Vrindavana Kukshishu, which in the bowers of Vrindavan, Nilopadhana are like blue pillows for the gopis to lie down upon. Ye Chabhyanga Sugandhaya, these are the same arms which after killing Kuvalayapida elephant, because the elephant has a lot of must fragrance, M-U-S-T-H, must, elephant must fragrance on it. So these arms got covered in the fragrance of Kuvalayapida's fragrance. Tevo Mangalamadishantu. Remember these arms, may these arms bestow all auspiciousness upon each and every one of you, dear devotees. So this, dear, is Srila Rupa Goswami's guided meditation in Sri Padyavali, how to meditate upon Sri Krishna. So there is Rupa Dhyan, but no, we should not perform by our own, There are, the Acharyas have given step by step ki how to. Lotus feet meditation is separate given, hands meditation is separately given. So you don't take the meditation which is given on TV, because to see Krishna as a cartoon, it spoils the rasa of, it spoils the rasa. So it makes it vairasya, it spoils the rasa of meditation. So we have to, it is called Shrutekshita Patha. What is the meaning of Shrutekshita Patha? Ase Shrutekshita Patho Nanu Nath Pumsam. So Shruta Ikshita Patha. You appear on the path of Shruta Ikshita, seeing through the ears. That is called Shrutekshita Patha. So this Shrutekshita Patha is very much important for seeing Bhagwan. नहीं तो क्या हो जाएगा ना, tomorrow we will go to Vrindavan and we will see all the garbage there lying in Vrindavan, and we'll say in meditation I have to remember Vrindavan. Oh my God, that Vrindavan which has all the garbage piles. No, not that Vrindavan. The Vrindavan which was drawn by the Goswamis in their writings. That Vrindavan we have to remember. So that is what it is. If you follow the previous acharyas properly, not a single mistake will be made. So meditate like a blind person, seeing through the ears. That is the answer. All right. And follow the process given by the previous acharyas. Yes, Prabhuji. So we'll keep this as the last query, or do other people also have queries? You have? Last. Yeah. Okay, yeah. We should respect the time. Yes. Yes,
Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna Prabhu, thank you so much for a wonderful class. So my question is about that Antar darshan. So it is, after Samadhi stage, right? 13th stage that is coming after Prema. So, but again, in that last slide that you showed, Bhaktivinoda Thakur is saying that after that the impurities within the heart will go away again. So, and I think this two-part question, Prabhu, maybe you can clarify. So, because I was thinking that once one reaches to that stage of Prema or Samadhi stage, so the Antardarshana will be always Satatam.
Obviously. Yeah.
So, it's not like once in a time, right? Just not one time. So, but I was thinking, is the one-time darshan that can happen even one is not completely pure? Is that possible? Or?
When Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, developing the eyes of the heart, he sees Shri Krishna. Chade jiva chittera vikar. He gives up the final vikar in the material world. That was its identification with a particular ego. What was the jiva's ego? I am. What is your name, Prabhuji?
Lakshmikant Das.
No, your civil name. I am Lingaraj. है ना? This final identification you will give up. Because when Krishna will come in front of you and give Antar darshan, he will say, Are, and fill in the blanks. Krishna will fill the blank. Like he said to Gopa Kumar, Are Sarup. When Krishna will fill in that blank for you, you will give up that final vikar, identification with the material body. So that was the meaning. I hope you are able to understand. Any other? That was the question. All right. ठीक है अरे all questions resolved. चलो. So I hope all of you were satisfied, and if somebody is still dissatisfied, प्रसादे सर्व दुखानाम हानि रस्य उपजाय, कि सभी दुखों की हानि प्रसाद से हो जाएगी. हाँ. So and therefore I thanked Mataji at the beginning of program, because not only home but prasadam was also, mainly Matajis have taken. Who all are the Matajis who have taken effort for prasadam? Okay. So let's give 3 loud Haribols to the Matajis who have given us prasadam. Nahi to otherwise today we would have had only Antar darshan of prasad. ठीक है? So ठीक है? हरि वो प्रसाद का तो बाहर दर्शन होना चाहिए कि नहीं? हाँ ठीक है. Let's sing together, dear devotees. महाप्रसादे गोविंदे नाम ब्रह्मणि वैष्णवे स्वल्प पुण्यवतां राजन् विश्वासो नैव जायते शरीरा विद्या जाल जड़ेन्द्रियता है का जीवे फैले विषय सागरे तार मध्य जीवायति लोभो माय सुदुर्मति ताके जेता कठिन संसारे कृष्ण बड़ दयामय परिवारे जीवा जाय स्वप्रसादन दिलो भाई से अन्नामृत पाओ राधा कृष्ण गुण गाओ प्रेमे डाको श्री चैतन्य निताय जय निमाय जय निताय जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद. हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Srila Prabhupada ki. Before I finish, one last thing, because Mataji was asking, I couldn't show you the reference that Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur was giving. This is his lecture. I will very quickly read this and then we will go for prasadam. He says, I know you are not ready to hear it, but we should know that such a transcendental ideal exists within the realm of devotion. Beyond the realm of anartha nivritti is artha pravritti, pure conjugal service to Radha and Krishna. He is speaking about smaran. Basically, this is transcendental reality. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur says, if we do not know of this transcendental realm, all of our efforts may end in nirvisheshvad, impersonalism. He says, do not let your day pass in simply trying for anartha nivritti, cleansing your heart. Artha pravritti is also necessary. Anartha nivritti is necessary until artha pravritti or positive cultivation has started. When artha pravritti is present, anartha nivritti becomes unimportant and artha pravritti becomes prominent. Then he specifies the qualification, who can do it. And he sets a number on it. Those who have chanted Harinam for 15 or 20 years should know such things. How many of 10-15 years kiska ho gaya? Chalo, raise your hands. Ho gaya na? Bas. After 15 years also, if we don't know, to Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol. Okay. Shri Radhika Mataji and Ranjita Mataji. Yeah. Wow. 364 days are whose days? Yeah. One day is, let's pretend to be Father's Day one day at least. Okay. So that is. So this is what it is. Those who have spent 10-15 years, Please, we should know about what is the actual process of progress. Otherwise, entire life jhadu marte reh jayenge. ऐसा हो जाए, हाँ? And nothing happened. Why? Because we didn't know the process. That dashas which I explained, Smaran Dasha, Varan Dasha, I said it one of the most important paragraphs. The devotees can meditate upon that paragraph. Because that paragraph is the roadmap to perfection, gradually. Smaran Dasha has to begin someday. That is what it is. Okay. All right. Hare Krishna.